All right, welcome back to another video for Math 7. Yay! We're going to do lesson 109, which is equations with exponents. Okay, so we're going to do equations with exponents. It's not as hard as you think it is because we have already kind of solved some of these questions. It has 5 examples that we're going to go over. So let's get right into it. Okay, so obviously we have to solve for x, and this is the first example. 3x squared minus 1 equals 47. So the first thing that I have to do is to solve for x, always leave the x by itself. And so to leave it by itself, I need to add 1 to both sides, right? So I'm going to add 1 to both sides, and it would be 48. And so that would give us 3x squared equals 48. Now, because the 3 is affecting the x squared, how? By multiplying it, we need to divide by 3. So I divide by 3, and then I get x squared, and 3 into 4 is going to be 1, into 18 is 6, so it's 16. Now, as you can see, it's actually pretty easy because x squared, what is happening here? We are squaring it. What is the opposite of squaring? We're going to square root because we always have to do the opposite to get the x by itself. And so we're going to square root this side and we're going to square root this side. Because we square rooted both sides, x is going to be plus or minus 4, meaning it's going to be positive 4 or negative 4. Because what is 4 squared? 4 squared is 16, okay? But what is negative 4 squared? Negative 4 squared is also 16. So that's why it's plus minus 4. Okay, I know that in your book it says x equals 4 and x equals negative 4. You're allowed to use this notation. We're going to use this notation for a long time to come. And so I want you to start getting comfortable with plus minus. And that is example 1. Let's move on to example number 2. Okay, so second example, again, solve for x. 2x squared equals 10. What is the 2 doing to the x is multiplying it, so we have to divide both sides. And so x squared, it would be equal to 10 divided by 2 is 5. So x squared equals 5. Now we have to square root both sides. Again, why? Because we are, at first, the x was being squared, and the opposite of squaring is square rooting. And we're not finding x squared, we're finding x, right? Finding x, just x by itself. And so to find x by itself, I have to square root both sides. And so I'm going to get x equals, but we don't know what square root of 5 is. Square root of 5 is one of those things that we don't know what it is. However, we know that it's going to be plus or minus square root of 5. Is that the answer? Yes. It is the answer. 100% it is the answer. So x would be plus square root of 5 or negative square root of 5. Now before we move on to another example, I have noticed something. I have 14 students for Math 7. And unfortunately, there's not even 14 views in the videos lately. And so what I'm going to start doing from now on is I'm going to, in the middle of random videos from now on, I'm going to say something that some people will get credit for, and that's going to be bonus points. And so what I'm going to do is this. For today's video, which I know it's going to be for Tuesday, the Tuesday after spring break, what we're going to do is the first 5 comments on the YouTube video, not on the link for the Google Classroom. You have to go to the YouTube, to the website, and comment in the video for the first 5 comments. And I don't want comments like first, second, third. No, you have to answer this question. And they're going to be really easy questions. And so the first 5 people that do it are going to get bonus points. And that question is, what is your favorite color? That's it. All you have to say is what your favorite color is. The first 5 comments on YouTube will get bonus points. What if you did watch the video, but you were not part of the 5 first comments and you want bonus points? Don't worry. I'm going to give less bonus points, but still bonus points to those of you who in the Google Classroom link are going to put something else. And the first 3 people, not 5, but 3. Okay, so that's going to be 5 people for YouTube, 3 people for Google Classroom. But the ones on YouTube get more points. So if you put it on YouTube, you're going to get about 3 bonus points. If you put it in Google Classroom, you're going to get 2 bonus points. And the bonus points for those in Google Classroom, you have to answer this question. And your question is, what is your favorite animal? All right, so be on the lookout. For those of you who are watching the videos, you will actually get rewarded for watching the videos. For those who are not watching the videos, they're not going to get anything. Now, if I were you, I mean, you can go ahead and tell them, but it's their responsibility. They should know that they should do it. And I would not tell them just because you might not be able to get the bonus points since they already know that you're getting them. And that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. In random videos, at random parts, I'm just going to stop and I'm going to ask you to do this. So again, it will always be the same thing. 5 people on YouTube, 3 people in Google Classrooms. And it's going to change. Sometimes I'm going to say something else. All right, so please make sure that you understand. I like this way because it will have timestamps and I will know who commented when and first and whatnot. So that is really important. If you happen to delete your own message or comment, that's your own fault, okay? That's not my fault. I can't give you points for that. But for those of you who are doing your work and doing things the way that it's supposed to be done, you're going to get rewarded for it because I think that it's only fair, okay? So let's actually move on to example number 3. All right, it says 5 less than what number squared is 20? So, is means equals, right? And I'm going to just put it somewhere around here, 20. So we have is 20, already have. Number squared, we have a number that's squared, but it's 5 less than what number? So 5 less than a number squared. So the number squared has to go in front, x squared minus 5 equals 20. That's what they're saying right there, okay? So now that we have that, we have to, again, solve for x. To solve for x, we have to add 5 on both sides. X squared equals 25. And so then we square root both sides, and x equals plus minus 5. That's the answer. Look at that. I told you, it's going to get a lot easier the more and more you work on it. And that's how math works. The more you practice it, the more you do it, it's going to be easier for you to understand. Let's move on. In example 4, they give us 2 squares, right? And so they say in the larger square, the area is 4 units squared. The area of the smaller square, we don't know, but they give us a huge hint. They tell us the area of the bigger square is 2 times the area of the smaller square. So we know that if we divide 4 by 2, we're going to get 2. So the area of the smaller square is 2 units squared. Yay! Now, that's not the question. The question is, what is the side for the square? What are the sides for the smaller square? So to find the sides, we need to know that the area of a square is the same thing as the side squared, right? That's the area of a square. We don't know what the sides are, but we know the area. They give it to us. So it's going to be 2 equals side squared. How do you find the sides? Easy. We're going to square root both sides. And what we're going to say is that the side of the square is going to be square root of 2, positive. Why not negative? Because distance cannot be negative. So it is only going to be positive. And so the answer is going to be square root of 2 units. Okay? Square root of 2 units. I know that the answer would be that the answer to this, technically speaking, would be plus minus square root of 2, but remember, distance can never be negative, so it will be just the positive. All right, let's move on to the last example for this lesson. Okay, the last example. For this last example, we have a proportion, right? So you have to cross multiply but you have to solve for x anyway. And so x times x is going to be x squared, and 3 times 12 is going to be 36. Then we're going to square root both sides, and it's going to be x equals plus minus 6. And that is how you do the last example. That is it for lesson 109. Yes, 109. So I will see you guys in the next video. Yay!